so if it wasn't for my people, they wouldn't even vet them. They didn't take any medications with them. 40% of my population are diabetics. So they had no insulin or whatever. So I guess the reason they've been hiding it so long is because they had so many people pass on. The usual rate of my death count, I'm sorry, I just had oral surgery. My mouth is numb, but I'm trying to be as articulate as possible. But at any rate, I usually lose 2 to 3 people a day that pass on. Uh-huh. So the 4 out of the 5 that pass were in fact hospice patients, and which that's people that are on their way out. And the other person was 5, and it's got just natural causes, maybe a heart attack. So in an open area like that, in a contained open area, we actually can give better care because you can see everyone instead of being in the rooms. And so what I'm going to do is I've sold all my businesses. In fact, it closes in a month from now, and that's the last 7 I had. I had 35 nursing homes at one time, and so I didn't call you for nothing. I thought maybe I need you. I still do in case something comes up. So
okay.
Please, if you have any comments, I'd like to speak to you.
Yeah.
I'm doing all the talking, so introduce yourself and tell me about Gordon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay, no, thanks for calling. I'm Gordon Russell, and I'm an editor and a reporter here at the Times-Picayune.
Right.
Can we just start from the beginning? Well, or maybe start from you. Did you just say you sold all of the nursing homes? Or is that right?
I have. My family's been in it since 1955.
Yeah. Question I have, starting from the beginning is,
Sure.
you seem to be saying that the state messed this up, and why do you say that? And was everything fine until the state showed up?
It's only normal for them to have a hotline. And so what happened, Gordon, is I bought this up. It was the Febreze had bought this company out. They made a deodorant there 25, 30 years ago. So the building they're talking about is not a warehouse. It's a solid concrete building with 30 feet ceilings. It's 40,000 square feet. And I had reason to believe that it might flood because the Amite River is very, very close to Independence. So they had cleaned the ditches out last summer, but when you get a 12-inch rain in 12 hours, it's just, how that works. And so the whole Tangipahoa flooded. Luckily, I only got 3 inches in the buildings, and that was about it. So when that happened, I had a crew of about 150 people there, which was more than adequate for the 800, and I paid them very, very well. I was paying the RNs like $3,000 a day, and the LPNs $2,000 a day with a $1,000 bonus just to get them to come. And then the Baptist Church has a big campground not too far from that, Gordon. And so naturally, when one person comes, they bring their whole family. So fortunately, we had an agreement through the years that they would take care of the families, and they actually catered us with their food, and they would cater the employees of families, and it was only a $3 a plate type thing, which I paid all that,
Yeah.
So, but no, I've evacuated. I've started when I was a kid at 12 years old. My first evacuation was actually Hurricane Betsy, and that was in 1965. And we were in the midst of helping the snails in Araby, Louisiana, develop an X design, which my dad had came up with. And, of course, we lost it in Katrina. And so while it was being in the process of being built, Betsy came along, and it was just those cinder blocks were up and destroyed it. And my dad said, you got another 15 or 16 years and you could help them with this. And then he died in 84. So he never got to see it built, but I built it back.
Mm-hmm. So, let me ask you this: why did you decide? So I know some of the facilities you had were able to. They had generators and they had roofs that could probably handle winds like from Ida. Why did you decide to evacuate all of 7?
I always evacuate. I can't get away from the wind, Gordon. I can get away from the water. Mm-hmm. And so that 15 feet of water, area, they always break the levees, for whatever reason, or it comes up through the diversion canal, the Mississippi River. Mm-hmm. And so I experienced that several times, and I'll make you not laugh, but I'll make you sad. The first time that we evacuated that home was in 1972, and we actually, the emergency preparedness suggested that we go to the basketball gymnasium at the high school. And at that time, I had an old Winn-Dixie near Alexandria, Louisiana. I had homes in that area. And, of course, that was quite a trip. So when Winn-Dixie went broke back in, I think, 95 or 96, my main evacuation center was in Plaquemine, Louisiana, and that was 50,000 square feet. And, of course, I had 200 tons. That's the ancillary buildings that go with the 40,000 square feet actually added up to 90,000 square feet, but they had metal roofs on them. So once we consolidated, that building, 40,000 square feet, easily 1,000 people, and they have 40 square feet per person, which is more than really what most evacuation. I might want to mention this to you. All the way from the Canadian line on the west coast, south, all the way up to the east coast, I'm the only private owner of any facility, including hospitals, that has an evacuation center. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yes. That's 20-some-odd states. That's almost over about 35 or 37% of the whole country. And probably about 80% of the population lives near water for obvious reason, the ports back in the day. And, of course, it's just the way America was built,
So it sounds like you're saying that for some reason the state got upset or angry with you and started taking your patients. Tell me what's going on
this
there.
All started with those, I think they had 25 or 27. As far as explaining their actions, I won't be able to do that. I'm not them, and I certainly would have moved those people without any skills,
I'm sorry, I didn't quite follow that. You would have moved who?
I said I certainly would have moved them, especially with people with no skills. From what I understand, not for fact because I was not there. I was actually trapped in New Hampshire and could not come home on a commercial flight. And I had gone up there to visit a friend of mine, Donald Kaufman, that was with the AG's office for some 30 years, and he's retired. He's 83, and a very good friend of mine.
So what is your contention about what happened? The state says that this facility was only minimally adequate for a couple of days, and the conditions quickly went south inside your shelter.
I think anything to make a headliner, and of course the governor now is I don't know why he hid the names. I still don't have the names or the whereabouts of these people, but that's not the question you asked me. To get right down to the point, I don't know, bureaucrats will think and do things differently, and they flip out. And Dr. G, I was told, she was over LDX. She quit today officially, and he appointed someone else. I got some blurb on an alert. It's called some legal blurb, but at any rate, she quit, and then they I believe it's Courtney Phillips they appointed, and I'm sure that it was because of this. And then, of course, the Homeland Security Secretary quit today, and I think it's because of the whole southern and the eastern seaboard is just a hurricane out, and Gordon, whatever you print, it's left up to you. But we're still not out of hurricane season.
Yeah, but I guess I still don't understand. My question was, why did...
I'm answering a question. I don't live in their body, so don't ask me again. I don't think for them. I don't act for them. If you ask me again, our conversation's over with, Gordon. I don't play word games. I am brilliant. Okay?
I'm not playing word games. I'm trying to...
You are. Goodbye, Gordon. Have a nice afternoon, okay? Bye.